Hello everybody, welcome back to Animal Fact Cafe. I'm Kyla and today I'm using my mini mic again because I'm lazy. Just it's easier for me because I don't have to get my computer out and I can move around. So yeah, I'm gonna try to invest in like a better mini mic. But for right now this is what we're getting. Today's drink of choice, not really choice, I would rather have Dunkin', sorry Starbucks. Is I don't even know what it is. Watermelon twist, Starbucks energy. Because I really want a Dunkin', but I'm trying to save money, and I already have this in my house, so it's okay. It's watermelon twist. I don't know if I already said that. But it has 160 milligrams of plant-based caffeine. I'm talking fast, and I barely drink it, so I guess it's working. So I have a lot of like episodes like half started in my notes. So the only ones I have that are done is 2000's Animal Planet and partially a episode about rare dog breeds. So I think we're gonna do the 2000s Animal Planet because Animal Planet raised me. Like when I tell you, I was always either watching Animal Planet or TLC when I wasn't watching like Disney or Nickelodeon. Like I learned everything I know about animals from Steve Irwin and Dogs 101 and Cats 101 and all of that. So I figured we could talk about some of those shows because I love nostalgia just like the every other girly. I look decent today because I might go thrifting. There's always just cat hair and everything. I might go thrifting later and I wanted to record an episode, so I want to look decent. I have my iPad, so if you see me looking down, looking at my iPad. Since Animal Planet raised me, we're going to be talking about some of the shows in the 2000s Animal Planet that were amazing. So it would not be any Animal Planet talking without Steve Irwin the crocodile hunter. Steve Irwin the crocodile hunter. So Steve Irwin is my idol, my everything. That is who I've always looked up to. Like when I was little, I was like, I want to be Steve Irwin. I want to be Steve Irwin. Now I'm not as big as a fan of reptiles as Steve Irwin, but I feel like I'm like the mammalian Steve Irwin, if that makes sense. I would never hurt an animal. I love all animals. And all the people, I saw a thing where people were like, Steve Irwin was exploiting animals for fame. And that's bullshit because he would pick up an animal and tell you about it. And so you knew what it was. So when you come across it, you're like, not like, I want to kill this thing. You understood why it was there, what it does to benefit society. Not that it needs to do anything. We don't do shit to benefit society, but we're still here. But he would educate people and then put the animal back. So people that are like, he's just fucking with the environment can fuck off. Thank you. That's all I have to say. That is my idol. I love him. So the Crocodile Hunter I watched when I was a wee little youngin, and apparently it started because instead of a honeymoon, which I don't really want a honeymoon if I ever got married either. I would rather go to a zoo, but they worked on moving crocodiles from problem areas and they recorded it into a documentary. The documentary blew up, and then hence the Crocodile Hunter was born. Now, I didn't know this, but they actually renamed the Australia Zoo the Australia Zoo. I did not write down what it was called before, but we can look that up because we all know Kyla sucks at writing notes. Formerly known as the Beerwah Reptile Park in 1970. Today, the Australia Zoo now encompasses over 700 acres with 110 acres on public display. Australia Zoo is at the top of my bucket list. I want to go there one day, and I will. We're manifesting that shit. So, anyway, and on top of Steve Irwin, there was a show on Discovery Kids, which is not Animal Planet. We're just gonna call this 2000s animal related shows. But anyway, Bindi the Jungle Girl was my shit. I remember watching this. It was on Discovery Kids. It was only on for like a year, 2007 to 2008. But Bindi would dance and sing and talk about animals. Her dad would make cameos on the show, and she would answer questions using Bindi's blog, teaching everybody about conservation. She performed with a group called the Croc Men, which is funny. But yeah, that was my shit. Bindi is a very close age to me, so I feel like I like grew up with her, and I love Steve Irwin, so obviously I love the show. But it was a kid's version basically of Crocodile Hunter, so that was also my shit. Now, the show that started it all with my dog breed facts. Dogs 10 freaking 1. Now I don't know how I discovered the show again. I always had Animal Planet just rolling in the background of whatever the fuck I was doing. But they basically, this was a show. The show ran from 2008 to 2021. And this show explained basically every dog breed, the health. Is this animal good for families and kids? How much grooming are you going to have to do with this animal? Is this animal easy to train? And it basically went over every fucking breed and if this is a good fit for your family. And I have this like vivid memory of watching the Whippet episode, and the Whippets did not have a lot of health issues. They were good for people with allergies. They were good personalities, and I was like, I want a Whippet. Now, obviously, now I'm not as big of a dog person because I see how much work they are, and not that cats aren't a lot of work, but I just dogs are just too needy for me. I need something that will go away and lay down and not bother me. Now, my cat is annoying. I will give him that, but he's not needing to go outside and go for a walk and all of that. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. But this started everything for me. And then I remember asking for a dog breed book. I remember I got one. We used to go to like Buffalo, New York to visit my grandmother in the summer. And I bought a little mini dog breed book. I still have it. It's in my like memory box. And then for Christmas, my mom got me like a really thick boy of every fucking dog breed there is pretty much at the time. Now there's more, obviously, but that show would have like different people from Animal Planet on it, like different veterinarians or groomers or trainers or whatever, and they would just talk about the breeds. And it was a really good, informative show. That was my shit. Then they came out with Cats 101, which I did not watch as much, but it was the same thing. Went through cat breeds, went through their quirks, their health issues, their personalities, and that one only ran from 2009 to 2012, so not as popular, but it is what it is. So Groomer Has It was a really good show. I really loved this show, and it didn't last that long. It only lasted for like a year or so. But it was 12 groomers, and they would compete in different challenges, having to basically sculpt dogs into things. And you're probably like that. Now thinking about it, that was probably really. I don't agree with dyeing dogs and like making them crazy colors. As long as it's like dog safe dye, like people are like, it's fine. But I just feel bad for them because animals weren't made to be pink and purple. But whatever. I watched the show, but I didn't agree with some of it. But they would do some really cool things with the dogs, and dogs didn't care. They would sit there. Most of them were poodles. But the winner would receive like a shit, well, not a lot of money now, but like, what did I write down? $125,000 in prizes. Jay Rodriguez was the host, and the judges were different like vets and stuff. So veterinarian Dr. Karen Halligan, dog handler Xavier Santiago, and Joey Villani, which is a U.S. grooming expert. And they would just do a bunch of challenges, and it was really cool. And my mom and I used to watch it together. So it's very nostalgic. I feel like a lot of people don't know about this show, but I love this show. Um, Animal Cops. Animal Cops. That show was kind of like traumatizing because I saw some scary shit. Now I worked at an animal shelter for almost 2 years and worked with um animal cops or animal control and saw the shit that they deal with, and I could never. But it was very interesting to watch. You learned a lot. You see how much people suck if you didn't already fucking know that. And there were so many like spin-offs of this show. There's Detroit, Houston, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Phoenix, Miami, and even the South Africa one I did not know about. But this show began in 2002 and lasted for a long fucking time. Now, these are the main ones that I wrote down, but I'm going to Google and see if there are any that stick out to me. Oh my god, how am I? I'm an idiot. Is it Me or the Dog? That was on my list, and I don't know what happened to it, but it's Me or the Dog, Victoria Stilwell. I fucking love that show. She was a dog trainer. She was like British, and she would travel around to people's houses. Kind of like if you guys ever seen um Jackson Galaxy's show. What the fuck is that called? My Cat from Hell. Very similar timeline. That's one of my favorite shows. So that wasn't really like a 2000 show. So we're gonna talk about Victoria Stilwell. But she was an amazing dog trainer, and she traveled to people's houses and helped them with their problem dogs, and she was just really good and had a lot of good tips that I actually probably still use today with people. And I was like, I'm going to be a dog trainer when I grow up. And then I realized I don't want to be a dog trainer, but people always think that's what I want to do. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to school for animal behavior. They're like, so you want to be a dog trainer? And I'm like, no. Now, I don't mind dog training, but I don't see that as my career forever. Maybe at some point I wouldn't mind trying it because I do find that animals are not trained or dogs aren't trained very well. So I think I would like to do that. But I also don't have a lot of patience. Not I would never hurt an animal, but I just get frustrated really easily. Like my cat knows tricks, and then I tried to teach him how to roll over, and then I gave up because I kept trying to do it, and he was just like, and I was like, all right, I guess this is the one trick you're not learning. So you gotta have patience, and I don't have that. But anyway, that was my shit. The Puppy Bowl. I never watched the Super Bowl. That's a lie. I would watch like the commercials sometimes, but that was my Super Bowl, and it still is. I don't have cable anymore, but I know it's on like Peacock. But that's what I watch. They basically take a bunch of animals that need to be adopted. I think there's a kitten bowl now too. Animals that need to be adopted from all over the U.S. and they bring them to this studio and they do like a puppy bowl. They have toys everywhere and they'll do like different things like a halftime show and basically trying to get these dogs adopted. And they really do get them adopted, which is really cool. So it's a win-win. You get to watch animals play and they get adopted. I never really watched Pit Bulls and Parolees. My mom watched it a little bit. But I watched it as I got older, and that is a really good show because I fucking love pit bulls. They are one of my favorite dog breeds. So yeah, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next episode. And yeah, I hope you have a good day. Peace out.